の easy fix だ。
What's going on, nerds? Mark here, back with a new tech video, and we have an interesting product today. I mean, obviously you know what it is because you clicked on the video, but we have a brand new product on the field from Rig. It is the Rig M2 Pro HD. Just want to say thank you, Rig, for always sending out your new products with us. Always appreciate working with you. But today we have the M2 Pro HD, built for streaming and crafted for creators. Strange looking mic, obviously, at first, but maybe I'll get used to rectangular mics after this. I don't know. But it claims it's a 16mm condenser microphone. You can pair your Bluetooth headphones to monitor, and such else is the story. But we're going to unbox this and get right to the review right after that. All right, here we go. This is a brand new product. First time you're seeing it is today, unless you watch someone else's video. And first thing you see is egg cartons. I don't know why we do this, but you know, I hate when the unboxing experience is egg cartons. Just gonna slide out like this, empty box. And then this thing fell out, the Rig something HD guy, which we're not gonna use. More warranty stuff falling out. That's all we got there. And we're gonna remove the top layer of the egg carton and reveal the product for the first time. Never mind, it's wrapped kind of nicely, I suppose, in the egg. First thing I pulled out is, I guess, some sort of grip or stand piece, plastic piece I have to put together. And this looks like the base wire adapter maybe, taped very disgustingly. Not sure what these are for, but these are some sort of screws. Yeah, I mean, the unboxing is kind of whack. Such as online orders, I guess. This thing is kind of loose. I don't know what this is. Just another one, I suppose, that wasn't on the tape. A bigger one. Under this is what? We're gonna unwrap all this stuff in just a moment, but we have this USB cable. And I guess this is the mic. It's much smaller than I imagined. I imagine this actually the size of the box, the mic. This mic is looking pretty tiny. And there you go, first reveal out of the box. Rectangular microphones. The future is Legos. I mean, nice print on the logo on the back. Let's put this together. I see how everything goes now. I see the future, I think. All right, so this is like some sort of grip that we're gonna put this microphone on. We're gonna align it here. We don't need the quick start guide. We could do this. Just gonna screw this guy in here. That seemed to work. All right, so now that, and then we could just loosen these to adjust the mic. There we go. Boom. So now we have this nice angle. We're gonna find the base, which is right here. It's got a little weight to it. It probably needs more weight, honestly. I would have liked to see more weight, so it is what it is. We're gonna use our finger. That actually holds pretty well. I mean, you still have to like hold it in place, but it kind of has a seat where it locks in before you could screw it. And so it makes it really easy. It makes it so you don't need three hands to do this. Okay, screws in. On the bottom of the base, you have these anchors here if you wanted to like pin it down. I'm not gonna do that, but there we go. The Rig mic has been constructed, no problem, very quickly. I do appreciate that. And you can see we have these knobs here that are for Bluetooth volume adjust, I hope. That's just headphone adjust in general. It seems like on the bottom of the mic there is a jack and a USB-C port. I have to see what that's for. I imagine one would be to, you know, obviously to play with the settings in the computer. And for power, the jack I hope is for monitoring, because if you can only Bluetooth monitor, that would be kind of lame. But anyway, let's figure that out later. That's for the review section. We're gonna unbox this cable. Okay, pretty long, nice cable. Very smooth finish. Not a braid though. Very long too. This is the USB-C power. It's actually a right angle if you see that. That's kind of nice. And then a nice chunky USB to go with it. For power, you got to go underneath for the wire management, and so the wire works. Okay, and there we go. This adapter now I see is nice because it makes it easier to monitor, I'd imagine, if the jack is for monitoring. Never wrap this piece of plastic ever again. Oh, I got it. All right, we're gonna plug this in. Okay, now my mic has a little, you know what? Kind of looks strange, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess you can easily monitor with headphones. You wanna plug in some traditional headphones. If you don't wanna Bluetooth monitor your mic, but I probably won't even monitor the mic as long as I know it's working well. You know, you would test it once and then you would kind of never do it again, but at least it's there. All right, we're just gonna plug it in and then move on to the review. Turn on my computer and see when I plug it in if it lights up. All right, does it light up? Oh, it does. It did light up actually, right? It did. I saw it. The light's gone. Oh, it's back. There we go, the light on the one knob, the one active knob. I hope when that knob is active, it is lit up. But such is the review. We're gonna move on to the review of the Rig M2 Pro HD stream mic. And first impressions are right, you know, not bad, not great. I mean, it looks cool, I guess. We're gonna see how I feel about this mic right now. Thank you for watching. This has been Mark from noisypixel.net and review time. Searching for a mic? Aren't we all? Welcome to a new addition to the external audio category, the Rig M2 Pro HD. A fresh direction from the brand towards the streaming and content creators demographic. There are many choices in the department as the rise of streaming, content, and video editing popularity has never been higher. Now this device goes for $129.99, a hefty tag for a USB-based input, and at this tier of cost you'd expect a relatively high quality, but the M2 Pro HD has left me confused as to who benefits from buying this. Let's dive in. Also, to be clear, this review is recorded right now using the M2 Pro HD mic, so that alone should indicate your opinion throughout the review. I have it about 80% input gain, and it's about a foot away from my mouth, so take it as it is. And I know my PC fans are making a lot of noise in the background. I also did no post-production to the audio other than normalizing the levels to 0, so you're getting exactly what my input is. That's what it's gonna hear, and I'm gonna talk about that later, so stick around. Alright everybody, I'd imagine this is the most important part of the review for most people, because I'm going to do like a range sound test. I'm gonna use this audio, which is the mic right here. I'm gonna pick it up, might make some noise. It's about that far away from me, on a little stand, but anyway, I'm gonna be using this mic for the narration. I just wanted you to get an idea of how far away I was from the mic and how like me moving around is going to affect the sound of the mic. And I'm over here now. I'm on like all the way to the right side of the mic, and then I'm gonna swoop around to the left side, and I'll even get up so you can see the range, so you can also see my full outfit. But I'm over here now, and I am speaking a little louder because I'm probably far away, but this is about the range, and I'm going closer so you can hear the difference in the voice as I get a little closer. And then I'm gonna sit down. You can hear on my chair, you could hear my computer. This is the Rig M2 Pro. I'm gonna go into a narrated segment where we discuss everything in detail, but what is your opinion? I mean, this is the mic, unprocessed. I didn't do any post-production, no noise reduction. This is raw input, so very sensitive. Anyway, to start the confusion, the device is primarily made of plastic, and you'd expect a little instance of metal, but no dice. I know times have changed, but come on, the bracket could have at least been another material. The M2 is reasonably light, which makes it great for a portable solution for capturing audio or gaming with friends on the go, especially if you prefer earbuds over headphones. As the M2 has a Bluetooth gateway for Sidetone and audio management, which I will say was a nice addition. The rectangular and flat shape is also beneficial for travel and is easy to pack. The rubber grip on the bottom of the base is decent. It is nothing extra or special, but it does the job. The M2 could use more weight to add a premium factor, but the lightweight build promotes mobility. This is the first mic that was too light for my desk boom pole, and I had to weigh it down artificially. You won't see me committing to this level, but the base bottom also has 2 hollow hooks for custom mounting solutions or adaptation to your needs, which was a clever use of the space. Overall, in terms of style, texture, and presence, besides the unique standout prism shape and textured face on the base platform, the M2 Pro HD seems boring and lacks inspiration. I would have liked to see contrast in parts or materials. The dials or hand screws could have seen a rubber grip for tactile improvement. Regarding the shape, it is strange yet different, and it did grow on me. I'm sure some people might be a bit thrown off by the design, and streamers can do without the giant Rig logo on the back, which shows up on camera, but it is a nicely printed stamp. The logo on the back is probably not the best choice to draw in paid streams or platforms that don't want to advertise for free, and may be better suited for someone with less of that particular problem, or they just keep the mic off camera. The user experience putting the M2 together was pleasant, and the toolless design worked well, provided the 3 hand screws, fork mount, and base. Simply line up the ports and fasten the M2 together. The M2 Pro features USB-C and 3.5mm ports underneath for power, as well as wired audio monitoring with the built-in gateway. The provided USB cable is 2.5 meters, long enough for most setups, which is appreciated. It would have been nice to get a spare hand screw or two, but I digress. Other items in the box include a small 3.5mm extension adapter to make it easier to access the port, but the design is a bit awkward, if you see what I mean.
When plugged in with a direct 3.5mm headset or using the Bluetooth audio output, you can use the headphone dial on the M2's face to control volume or click to mute. You can also use the mic dial for input volume or again, click to mute. The click to mute feature on the dials might not be groundbreaking technology, but with easy access and quick response times, it makes the M2's design rather practical. I don't like the plastic, but I enjoyed the experience. Before I get into detail about the input quality and mic construction itself, connecting a Bluetooth device to the M2 is rather obnoxious. It took me some time to figure out and succeed, and there is nuance to every product to sync correctly. Now, that's not to say there are compatibility issues or anything, but since this product was received early, getting any device to sync was a challenge, and I had to face it on my own. Just make sure you put your device up close. Next, I could not figure out how to get any Sidetone or voice monitoring playback through my Bluetooth device at first. The whole point of this mic being somewhat cool is the audio gateway paired with Bluetooth output, but with no Sidetone, the device kind of becomes a glorified output extender. The M2 is supposed to have voice playback, but it took me so long to figure out that I had to activate it in Windows settings or OBS or whatever program you're using, external to Rig. Rig has not supported this product with proprietary software to customize, visualize, or change features via an on-screen display, and in this day and age, it is standard to provide a software to buyers. It would be nice if they had a branded software and Sidetone checkbox instead of this hands-off route they are taking. Lacking this user experience branch, it renders Rig and the M2 to feel a bit outdated and more difficult to operate for more ignorant users. The product is very simple in a good way and may not warrant software support, but it might help in creating a more pleasant branded experience. In any case, the Sidetone feature was kinda cool when all said and done, if you can handle a little input lag on your own voice. I personally couldn't handle it at all and had to turn it off, leaving me to feel a little bit sour, and in the end, it didn't even matter. They claim high-end tech Bluetooth with Bluetooth 5.4 and aptX HD integration for high quality. It actually sounded very nice and accurate to raw audio input on the M2 Pro, but the latency on my voice was too much to bear. Anyway, other than that, other features I cannot figure out were switching to the 32-bit or 2-channel options as indicated in the provided instructions. And even though I probably don't need these features, I was distracted by the lack of what it seems as though should be achievable standards. But now let's get into the final and finest details of the review. The Rig M2 Pro HD is a 16mm condenser cardioid microphone aimed at streaming and gamers, with a frequency range of 20Hz to 2 kHz and a sensitivity of -37 dBV. The M2 mic has decent omnidirectional pickup with a relatively high sensitivity, as it is built for. It's not a device necessarily meant for you to have your mouth up close, and allows the user to float a bit more freely and relax at your desk. As a quick test, I'm going to record my voice right now and then jump into process audio so you can hear the difference, and then go back into this audio of the Rig M2 so you can really hear what I would do to edit the audio, because this raw audio that you've been listening to for the review, which if you're still listening, thank you very much, because I know the mic is noisy. The process audio is definitely going to help out a lot, and you can hear the difference in my voice, but it definitely is going to need some sort of post-production. And obviously with post-production, you can hear that it sounds actually really good, which is difficult because you're going to need to be running noise reduction, noise processing software if you're streaming with this mic to really get that crisp sound that I'm kind of producing right now. And it just sounds so much better than the raw audio, and I just think in most cases people are going to be left with the raw audio. Not everyone's a professional. This is just how it is. So let's keep going with the review. Okay everyone, I just wanted to add this segment to the review because I actually lowered the gain of the mic a lot and I'm much closer to it. So I'd imagine the mic is probably a lot better and probably should be higher rated in this current setting, but I don't know how many people are going to be having this mic this close unless they're on the boom mic, and in that case the boom mic probably makes this a much better suited option for you. But the stand, I have it lifted up just for this test. I just think the stand is kind of useless unless this mic has to be right up on your mouth with low gain. It's so sensitive, and by the range and sensitivity, it has great range, but the gain has to be so high in order for the range to work, which allows for like all the room noise to pick up. My PC fan gets picked up. It's too wide, it's too omnidirectional. It should be a little bit more directional. It's too wide. The mixture of the high gain and the 16mm diaphragm is just, it adds too much. But obviously this quality is great. Low gain, I think I have it at like 30-40%. I'm up close, and then with post-production, this is probably a fantastic narration mic. I think you just have to have perfect conditions for this mic to perform well. I think most people are going to have trouble achieving these conditions in the majority of use cases. I'm sitting down, purposely not touching the mic. I'm not gaming. I'm focusing on the narration, and I think that's why this mic sounds great in this condition, especially with the post-processing. Without all those extra layers, it's tough. just for shits and giggles, I raised the gain. Still a little PC noise, but because I'm up close and I'm playing with the distance here, the mic still remains very high quality. But then when you raise the gain and I go away from it, if I'm streaming, if I'm sitting back, it's adding all of that echo, it's picking up a lot more. I just think it's a tough play. I mean, I want to like the mic a lot, but I'm having trouble really liking it. The post-production sounds great if you listen. I realized I had this mic in the shot. This is not the mic I'm using. But one final test, I wanted to do like an omnidirectional test from the back. So I'm gonna be annoying and pick up this mic, but I'm gonna turn it around as I speak. So I'm gonna give you an idea of how the voice changes when you are actually behind the mic, because every mic kind of does a little bit of echoey pickup from the back, you know, it does like 10% or something, but that's going to be the omnidirectional aspect of the mic. I'm just going to do that one more time, but I'm just going to raise the gain a little bit to make it more realistic for like a stream setting. I'm farther back, so I'm going to try and sit a little further back, and I'm talking to my friends, and I'm streaming, and I'm pushing, push the objective. Very sensitive mic, obviously, at a high gain. It's quite the specific mic. I don't know. It's good, it's bad, and then it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. Having said this, the M2 could use a bit more range, making me think the mic will be challenging to use in any regard as a tabletop piece. I have the mic currently lifted off of the desk, so unless you have to raise the mic or use a boom pole, I mean, it's pretty hard to use this mic as a tabletop piece. The device would have to be very close, which would be hard for most people to accomplish. Granted, the M2 sounds better mounted on a boom pole and closer to the speaker's mouth, but the mic is poorly marketed for this type of buyer, as it is mainly shown on its stand on the box. It does look stylish on camera though when mounted vertically. Unless using noise suppression plugins such as Crisp on Discord or other external solutions, even with a quiet keyboard, although my keys aren't silent, the M2 will pick up the clicks and clacks for listeners due to the mic's construction and sensitivity, like previously stated. So be wary of that for your viewers, especially the fan and processor noise. Mine are so loud and this mic will never work for me in most cases. To finalize opinions on the M2 that you couldn't already hear for yourself, I can name many mics and USB mics that are close in price and have better input fidelity. Some of these are XLR mics that require an audio interface, and some might be different in pickup directionality. Yeah, for a USB condenser mic, the quality is okay and arguably better than a couple of popular go-to brands. But the M2 just doesn't seem competitive enough to warrant the hefty price ask. Can you hear my confusion yet? From the plastic manufacturing to the mid-input clarity relative to cost, the user experience, and Bluetooth frustrations, the M2 had trouble impressing me in most regards. I see great benefits for a lax travel gamer or beginner creators, but already spending over $100 for this renders you to start comparing this device to other hardware that performs better. It's upsetting because I generally like rig for quality to cost ratio, but they seem to miss the mark this time. It's not a bad product necessarily, and certainly has charm in the audio gateway feature. It can be worth checking out while on discount, but it remains hard for me to recommend to a majority at the launch price. More suitable for a niche purchase, or if you really just like the shape. Noisy Pixel is giving the Rig M2 Pro HD StreamStar a C+. I was gonna rate it lower, but I gave it a few extra points because I do see this as a pretty useful mic in some cases. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with our future content, and go to our Patreon at patreon.com/noisypixel to support independent game journalism. Thank you again, and I will see you at the next one, nerds.
Noisy Pixel.